What about the mass transit with the trains? As far as like increasing the lines and the places that they go?
I think that's certainly part of our mobility. Trains are part of getting people from A to B now. Any major city in the world that you travel to, you see that trains and buses are part of their transit system. It's commonly used. It wasn't commonly used in Houston for decades. We had plenty of concrete and roads, but as population increases, it becomes more and more important. So I support the train system. I support the expansion of the train system. I would put the one of the first places it should go is to the airport, at least to Hobby Airport. It makes perfect sense because as we have businesses that come to Houston, people that come for work to Houston, it's likely that they're going downtown or to the medical center. And since those lines are already established, getting them from Hobby, that's now an international airport, to downtown and to the medical center just makes perfect sense. So I think that should be the next expansion of rail. And I think we'll get more ridership out of it.
Ridership was my next point. As I drive my car into work and I see the trains on Main Street, they're 3/4 empty. And I almost wish, well, I'd like to take a train to work, but there's no accessibility for where I live.
Sure.
But how do we increase the accessibility on the lines that are available?
I think it needs to be expanded into where people are. To get you from where you work downtown. I mean, I've known Bill for years. So to get you to use it, it needs to be where you would get on it, where you live, the areas that you live. So I think the trains here, not only in Houston, but trains to Dallas and to other cities in Texas.
Washington, D.C., they have above ground transportation. I've been there before, so they have above ground.
Sure.
Part of the problem with the bus system is that if you work second or third shift, you have lots of parts of town, you're screwed because you can't take the bus. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's an easy answer to that or not.
Well,
like where I'm at, the bus quits running at 6:30 in the evening. If you got to be at work at 11, if you got to get home from work at 11, you can't ride the bus. If you got to go to work at 11 at night, you can't use the bus.
Sure. I think that we need to look at many best practices with mobility to get ridership up. We want people to use what's available to them, the buses, the trains. But we've got to go to where they are and where they need to be. So I really think that the next and easiest step would be to go to the airport, at least one of the airports, and then look at expansion outwards. Next step is to say, well, how are we going to pay for that? Well, we need. Houston doesn't have a great track record in asking for federal funds or applying for federal funds or state funds, for that matter, for many different things. Transportation is one of those. So we'll be looking to get our fair share here in Houston from the federal government, the state government, whatever's available to us, to make those improvements, because that's really what our future is getting people around, making it a livable city where people can move and do business and commute and live. Thank you.